So tell us a little more about your overall mission statement or philosophy of the school.
I guess our biggest philosophy is help somebody else get better. And that's kind of, we look at it as a group approach to improvement. And so, one of the things I say every night before we roll is you're responsible for your partner's safety. Your ego doesn't need to feel them tapped to know that you have something. So just let it go before something bad happens and you lose a training partner. And, that's, you think, oh, you guys are taking it easy. You're being soft. I promise you my guys aren't soft. I can guarantee that.
I believe it.
But they're very courteous to one another and to other people. And, what we try to do is, I don't allow people to keep score in the academy. Like, oh, I tap him, I tap him, I tap him. If I hear that discussion, we shut that down right away. Because I want you to go out there and feel like you can try a new move. It not work, you get tapped out, you smile, you slap hands, you go back, you try it again with the next guy. And it might fail again. And I want you to have the comfort that you can fail trying 1,000,000 times until you get this move mastered, and then you never fail with it. But if we're keeping score, I'm always going to revert back to my A game.
That's right.
And I'm not going to develop a B game. And if I'm in competition and somebody shuts down my A game, then I don't have a B game.
Yeah.
And I see this happen a lot of times. Maybe your A game is good enough to put you on the top of the mat, but the likelihood of that happening is pretty slim. And how many people in your academy actually compete? We have a fraction of our guys that compete. I want people to be able to come and have a good time and have fun, have the camaraderie, get the great workout, make lots of friends, sweat, use it as like their personal meditation, and you're not going to get that when it's an antagonistic environment.
Man, I really love that. I love that, and I've seen that not only BJJ but karate, a lot of other schools. If it's not a welcoming place, if it's all about ego-driven and in competition, like you said, you're always going to use your A game because you don't want to look bad or lose or whatever. So you're never developing weak areas or being vulnerable enough to try new things, which I love how you encourage. Really love how you said help somebody get better or let somebody else get better. It really speaks to, I've said this many times, culture comes from the top, and setting that place, and I don't think for a minute you guys don't go hard, but at the same time, it's not all about just pushing it and beating each other. It's welcoming. And whether you compete or not, that's really a big thing too.
And I've been on the opposite end of the spectrum. I've been at that point where, we beat each other to death. We antagonized each other to pieces. We talked so much junk. We were after each other. We were going hard. We loved it, right? But the group that loved that was a very small group. And what you realize is that, yes, you're going to have, the old Team Rock School, the original one, we had 10, 12, 15 guys that were phenomenal, won everything. And the problem was you had only 10, 12, or 15 guys because nobody else could either take it, didn't like it, couldn't last. And back then it was, well, you're just not tough enough. Well, what happens is, and I have a student that's a great example of this. He came to us. He's now lost over 60 pounds. And, he had never done an athletic event in his life. And he came to jiu-jitsu because he wanted to conquer some inner demons and some personal fears. And because of the way that we run the program and because of the way we're a curriculum-driven system, he was able to learn the moves, understand the moves. He's a very analytical guy, and he really wanted to understand the nuances of the moves. And now he's gone on and done extremely well and had a great career in jiu-jitsu and is having a great career in jiu-jitsu from a guy who's never done anything athletic. And that's the guy whose life I've changed. Mm-hmm. And that's the type of people that I want to have on my mat, and I want to surround myself with, because he's always giving back to other people. If somebody asks him a question, he spends the time with them, and that's just an amazing feeling every day when you go into the gym. And